fall in love with selling as you acquire the right mindset, selling style, and sales process that can help you take your business solution to more prospects, clients, and the world at large. If you are a women entrepreneur who is looking to bring in more sales, scale, and sustainability in your business, you have come to the right place. I'm Roshni Baronia, your host for the show Ace the Sales, which is all about helping you bring your true and complete self to each and every sales conversation.
Do you feel overwhelmed by all the do's and don'ts that the gurus and the experts tell you to do when it comes to growing your sales? Then this podcast might come to you as a means to cut the clutter as we talk about the 5 key things that you need to focus upon to bring predictable growth in your business. There is tons of knowledge and resources out there available for you on sales. There are a lot of techniques and methodologies that people talk about. But what I intend to bring to you through this podcast is a means for continuous learning and development when it comes to selling as an art or science. Nothing in this podcast that I bring to you is something which I have not tried in my business. Every tool, every technique that I share with you in this podcast is something which I have experienced and tried in my business and have got results with it. So here are the 5 things and the broad topics that we are going to talk about during the course of this podcast. So the first topic is authentic selling. Now this is one of my favorite topics and I know I have mentioned this to you earlier also. Authentic selling to me is all about bringing your true self to a conversation. If you are an extrovert, you can learn how to channelize your energies and strategies in a manner that can help you sell more. If you are an introvert, still you can learn methodologies which can help you sell and align with your personality style. There is a free quiz available on my website for you to test your selling style and to know what are your strengths, weaknesses, and fears and how you can overcome them. And over the episodes, we will dig deep into each and every style, and it will be a great revelation and experience for you to understand each and every of the 5 styles. So go ahead, take that personality test. I am mentioning the link to it in the show notes. And do drop a mail to me sharing what is your personality style and how it resonates with you. And if you have any query related to it, maybe we can address it over a podcast episode. The next thing that we will be talking about is strategic selling. How you pitch and present your product or service can alter the way it is received, bought, and appreciated by your ideal client. Did you know that there is a particular science into how the top consulting firm McKinsey presents its presentations to their clients? It is called the pyramid principle. And there will be more such things that I will be covering in the podcast episodes. The third thing that we will be covering on this podcast is the buzzword social selling. In a digital world, how do we even find our ideal client? How do we connect with them? And more importantly, how do we build relationships with them? These are the conversations that we already are experiencing a lot going around in the World Wide Web. But I'm going to take this conversation a step further into how you are negotiating in a virtual world. We've recently seen a humongous deal being closed between Jio and Facebook. This was done and closed at a time when people were still struggling to figure out work from home issues. So, how you can negotiate and close deals in a virtual world? Doing sales call, overcoming call reluctance. What is it that you should do to build authority and influence so that you can sell in a digital world? There is so much of art and science to selling, and I'm thrilled and super excited to be talking to you about all these aspects on podcast. The fourth thing that we will be covering in this podcast is sales planning. Now, this is a very critical piece for your business growth. If you are a solopreneur and you are someone on the top who is managing all the tasks, operations, strategy, and even managing remote teams, then you necessarily have to have a plan and manage system of sales and growth. If you are like me who has a long list of to-dos yet manages to do things in a way that people come to me to say, how do you do it all? And the simple answer that I have for them is, I plan for everything. As they say, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And so is true for sales. It's very critical for you to have a very streamlined process as to when and what you will be doing. Your sales activities have to be very crystal clear, and for that you need to have a proper plan and process in place. We will be exploring aspects of this more in each of the episodes that will be coming in, and they will help you infuse more momentum and structure in your business. And lastly, the fifth thing that we will be talking about on this show is actually, which I believe is the beginning of everything. It is the key to every lock, and that is mindset. Yes, I believe that sales is 90% mindset and only 10% tactics. You can find more about the mindset part in my ebook, but in the episodes, I will be delving a lot more, a lot deeper into the limiting beliefs, the fears, how to overcome them, and what exactly is needed for us to get into the space of contribution mindset instead of a sales mindset. So we will be delving deeper into it. So those are the 5 things that I intend to cover on this podcast. And of course, since we are running a business, you and I, we always need hacks into managing our business, some productivity hacks, and how to do it all. Sometimes those are the things that I will be also featuring in this show. It will be a solo podcast where I will be doing a lot of talking, but you can play a pivotal role in making this podcast about you by sending in your queries and requests and what is it that you are facing as a challenge in your business when it comes to sales. So you can drop me a line at connect@roshnibaronia.com with whatever you want to hear on this podcast, apart from the things what I have mentioned right now. So I hope you already have done what is required, that is subscribing to this podcast. And remember to connect with me on Instagram at Roshni_Baronia. Weekly episodes will be out soon, and I am super excited to bring it all to you. Thank you so much for investing your time into listening to this episode. If there is any aha moment or insight from the episode, please share it as a review on Spotify. Or else share it as a comment on the blog post that is up on my website, the link to which is mentioned in the show notes. The best way to show your love to me is to take the screenshot of this episode, post it on your Instagram, and tag me at Roshni_Baronia. And lastly, I know you might have already done it, but if not, Please subscribe to this show so that you do not miss out on any future episodes. See you again.